Hello, and welcome to the Back on Track Achieving Healthy Weight Loss podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Alicia Shelly. Today, we're going to be talking to Eric Johnson, who is here to share his inspirational story about how he lost weight and has been keeping it on. Welcome to the podcast, Eric. So happy to have you.
Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Alicia. I appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Well, tell us more about your weight loss journey and your story.
Okay. Basically, my weight loss journey began with I had some tremendous downfalls that have happened in my lifetime. It all started really with a job loss. So I lost my job. I was paying a pretty good salary. And it was from that point, the walls just started caving in. At that point, and then, after you get laid off, you're at home for a long period of time, nothing seemed to come through. And I was able to, even during that time, like I said, the walls were caving in, and I was just steady, just gaining weight. And so got depressed during that time and just kind of fell off. So from that point, I had to really just kind of get my mind together, really just get my mind together and just like, hey, look, this is just too much. This is too much.
So let's talk a little bit about that. What were some of the mindset shifts you had to make to kind of turn around? Because it's hard sometimes when you're going through a depression, and many people go through that, and it's just hard to it's kind of like a vicious cycle. The depression causes the weight gain, but then the weight gain causes depression. So what was that shift you had to use to get your mind together, as you said?
Basically being a married man, I was just like, hey, my wife deserves better than this. I deserve better than this, to be at a point to where I was over 550 pounds and on crutches for 5.5 years, just barely been able to move around and get around. It was challenging. And I was literally at that point to where it was life or death. I had to do something.
What was the first thing you started to do?
One of the first things I started to do, even through that process, was basically, just, like you said, just getting my mind together, just doing a lot of reading, motivational videos, just to get myself together, like, okay, just going through those different steps, those different phases. And I had to, like I said, it just really just got to the point like, hey, this is it. This is it. I'm gonna have to do something. I'm at 5'7.5", 550 pounds. That was just entirely too much weight.
Now, how long did it take you to get to 550? Was this something that happened over years?
Yeah, it was gradual. It was during time, but the time that really hit hard was during that time where I got laid off. It was from that point, it was just went crazy.
So you got your mind in the right area. You said, I deserve better than this. My wife deserves better than this. So I know you mentioned there were some healthy habits you started to incorporate it. Did you do everything all at once, or did you kind of take it step by step? What did you end up doing?
I took it step by step. So I did have the bariatric surgery. Mm-hmm. I went through that process. And like I said, it was a time to where I had that downtime. And that was the time I said, look, I got to start somewhere. So even during that time, I had to push through that time, get my body healed. And like I said, I was on crutches for 5.5 years because there was so much weight on my joints. Both knees replaced, left hip replaced. And so it was over a period of time. I had to take one step at a time.
And so even after the bariatric surgery, was it do you mind me asking, gastric sleeve or gastric bypass? Is that okay?
Yeah, it was gastric bypass.
Gastric bypass. Still, you still had a lot of weight on. How did you start moving? Was it just did you do more chair exercises? What were you doing?
Yeah, I started with the chair exercises, and then from that point on, like I said, I was on crutches. So even during me being on crutches, I would go to the mall and walk around the mall on crutches. I would go to the track, to my local track, and just on crutches. It was challenging because you get there and you get people. In my mindset at that time, I basically told myself like, hey, I don't care who looks at me strange. I don't care what the situation is around me. this is for me. I got to do this for me. And it was literally at a point between life and death.
And so when after the surgery, after you healed up, how often were you going to the mall and to the track? Was it a couple days out the week?
It started off as one day, literally.
One day.
Walked around the track literally one time. And after that one time, I was tired. I was tired. Like I said, going through rehab for my knees, I had to do that, and they were coming by the house. So it took some time. So I literally walked around the track one time and I said, I refused to quit. I refused to give up. Went back the very next day. Think I did maybe 2 times around. And then each day it was just progress.
I love that. So each day you started off slow. I mean small. You started off with 1 lap, next day 2 laps, and then you just kept progressing to how your body had endurance. How did you start to feel when you started doing this? Like, I mean, did you feel? Some people maybe feel sore after it. Like, what was your feeling?
Yeah, at first I was hurt. I was hurt. Though, to be honest with you, it was painful. It was painful, but I had to push through that pain. This was something that I really want to do. And like I said, over the years, I've always been. People has known me as being Big E. So I always had that, this is Big E. So I had to push through that pain. That pain, it was painful at first. It started getting easier over a period of time. It's never really even fully easy, even now, and I still go now. But I go every day of the week. Even this morning, as a matter of fact, I just said, I was tired after about 4 days of working out. And I'm like, you know what? I'm tired, but I got up. I just pushed through it. So it's just really just pushing through that pain.
Okay. Now, did you have your surgery before the knee surgery before the bariatric, or was that afterward?
I had the bariatric first.
Okay.
Because when I went to the knee surgeon, they were like, hey, we can't do anything until you actually lose weight. So I decided to do that first, and then they did the knee surgery.
I've had several people. So you were walking, like you said, it was hurting to walk because you hadn't had your knee surgery just yet. And with the recent guidelines, I see a lot of people where they have to be under a certain BMI 40 for them to even consider knee surgery or hip surgery, because they look at the outcomes and they notice people who have a BMI less than 40 do better. So it can be rough. I've had patients just complain because it's just like, but in order for me to move, I need this surgery, and they do it. So it is hard. But in your case, going back to you, I'm sorry, you were able to overcome that pain, to still walk. Now, in your experience, when you had the gastric bypass, how was that shifting to a new diet, a new way of eating?
At first it was tough, because I was always so used to eating a certain way. I wasn't able to consume as much water. I mean, your stomach is small. It's strong. So it was tough. It was tough at first, but, over time, and I just continue to push through and made sure that I follow the doctor's guidelines. So I tell anybody that's going through any type of process or whatever, make sure you follow the doctor's guidelines. Whatever they say to do, make sure you do it, and just stay consistent.
Oh, that's a good key. Stay consistent. Now, were there any other obstacles that you faced after having the bariatric surgery, any complications or anything like that?
Not necessarily. I mean, it was just after the surgery, it's really getting back on track as far as getting my mindset, getting the proper nutrition. And at that time, but no, actually the surgery went well. And I know some individuals may frown on it. It depends on the surgery itself or whichever one they have done. But me in general, I didn't have any major complication. There's a few things here and there, but nothing really major.
Okay. And then how long did it take you to get to your current weight from the 550?
About a couple years. It took about a couple years. So, again, it was a process. Just pushing through, making sure, that I was doing the right thing, making sure that I was taking the right steps, even though there was times, I wanted to quit. But I decided, I was like, look, this is for me. I want to live longer, then I want to live a long life, So, yeah.
Now, you mentioned it was a process. Can you just take us through that process? I know you talked about overcoming the exercise and how you ate. Was there anything else to that process as well?
Yeah, one of the things I did, and which I still do now, I've been doing it for a long period of time, is my routine. I made sure I stayed to a routine. So my routine every day is to wake up at 3 a.m. So I start my day off at 3 a.m. I have my devotion. First thing in the morning, the gym opens up at 5. And so my time is either getting ready for the gym, and as soon as I get there, boom, I'm going, straight at it. Even between that, sometimes I go swimming. I've incorporated swimming, which is good. But yeah, basically, that is my routine. I make sure I drink a gallon of water a day. I've been staying consistent with that as well. And even challenging other individuals, hey, if you get to a certain standstill as far as with their weight loss, how much water are you consuming? For me, that was the key. Just getting that water intake in, and it curbs appetite.
Okay, so a gallon of water. So I like it. Make a routine, have a habit that you do on a daily basis to kind of help you ingrain it, because you kept this weight off for how long now?
2017.
So 2017. Okay. So that's about a good 6 years at this point.
Yeah.
And you've been able to still kind of, are you at your maintenance weight, or are you still trying to lose weight at this point?
No, actually, I'm at my maintenance weight. So I reached that point, and so now it's just really just maintaining it and making sure that I stay active. Make sure I stay active. But now things are looking up. I've been able to do things that I never would have even thought of done. Skydiving. I never even thought of going skydiving. So that was fun and interesting at the same time.
I would have said it was scary, but
yeah. Like I said, I don't know if I'll do it again, but
oh, no, but that's because there's a weight limit, so you could not have done skydiving before. So the fact that you were able to do it, no problem.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there is a weight limit because they make sure that they weigh you before you even get on it. You got to sign a waiver. Pretty much sign your life away.
Right. Just to get on there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And so is there anything else that you're able to do now that you couldn't do before?
I mean, just being active, just interacting with folks. So I'm a teacher, so I'm able to interact with my kids during recess period. Just, go out there shooting basketball. I really haven't shot basketball in a long time. Not until, after the weight started coming off. And so I can get out there with them a little bit, not a lot, but
at least you can hold your own, right? Hold your own.
And that's not the best one.
I know. So you're able to kind of take back your life, basically, from where you are. I still remember you said, I deserve better. My wife deserves better. Now we're living in what better means, what better means, which is pretty amazing. Now, there's going to be many people who are listening to your story and who may be where you once were when you were ready to get started. What are some advice you can give them to help them get started with their wellness journey? They may have done this before. It may be very discouraging. It may be, they're like, well, I gained weight the last time. What advice would you give them to kind of keep moving that needle?
Do not quit. I don't care what the situation is. Don't quit. When you start strong. Do not quit. I mean, because life is going to happen. You know what I mean? Life is going to happen. Things are going to take place. It's just life. But whatever the case is, do not quit. Even if you fall off, jump right back on the bandwagon and just keep pushing forward. I mean, I don't know how many times I can actually say that, but I am dead serious because, like I said, life happens, things happen, and your car breaks out, just life in general. But regardless, just keep moving forward. That's what we need. That's what the final goal is. Keep moving forward.
Well, thank you so much for just sharing a little bit of your story Can you share with us a little bit more about the book that you wrote and where people can find it?
Yeah, absolutely. The book can be found on Amazon, Amazon.com. You can type in Eric Johnson, The Wait is Over. Also, my social media, you got Eric Johnson on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. So all the social media accounts.
Okay, all right. And we will also put the social media accounts in the show notes along with the Amazon link, so you can go in. If you want more of Eric's story and testimony and just the gems he has to share, go and grab his book. It's on Amazon. The Wait is Over. Thank you so much, Eric, for coming on and just sharing your testimony, your story on how you were able to go from 550 to your current weight. And I thank you so much, everyone else, for joining us today on the Back on Track Achieving Healthy Weight Loss. And I'd love, if there's somebody else, I'd love to highlight other people's weight loss stories. So if you're willing to share and just inspire others, please email me at support@drshellymd.com. And that's support@drshellymd.com. And if you like this episode, please feel free to share it with others. Like it and subscribe. And don't forget to leave a 5-star review. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you all next time.